Mark Zuckerberg, one of the most influential figures of the 21st century, revolutionized the way people connect and interact through his creation of Facebook. Born into a comfortable family and raised in a culture of learning, his early interest in computers blossomed into a global digital empire. From the dorm rooms of Harvard to the towering offices of Meta, Zuckerberg's journey is a mix of brilliance, ambition, controversy, and impact. This is the story of a man who changed the world before he turned 30. Mark Elliott Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York, to Edward Zuckerberg, a dentist, and Karen Zuckerberg, a psychiatrist. He grew up in the nearby village of Dobbs Ferry with his three sisters, Randy, Donna, and Ariel. The Zuckerberg household encouraged intellectual curiosity and exploration. At an early age, Mark showed a strong interest in computers and programming. His father gave him a computer, and by the time he was 12, Mark had developed a messaging program called ZuckNet to help his family communicate within the house and between his father's dental office and home. Recognizing his talent, his parents hired a software tutor named David Newman, who later said Mark was a prodigy. During his high school years at Phillips Exeter Academy, a prestigious private school, Zuckerberg excelled in mathematics, literature, and science. He also created computer programs for fun, including a music app called Synapse, which reportedly caught the attention of Microsoft and AOL. In 2002, Mark enrolled at Harvard University, intending to study psychology and computer science. Known for his quick wit and sharp intellect, he soon became known as a programming prodigy on campus. In 2003, Mark created a program called FaceMash, a site that allowed students to rate the attractiveness of their peers based on photos pulled from the university's database. Though FaceMash was popular, it was short-lived. Harvard shut it down, citing privacy concerns, rule violations. The controversy didn't deter Mark. Instead, it pushed him toward a larger idea, a social platform for students to connect online. On February 4, 2004, Zuckerberg launched the Facebook from his dorm room alongside co-founders Dustin Moskovitz, Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCullum, and Chris Hughes. Initially available only to Harvard students, Facebook quickly expanded to other Ivy League schools and, eventually, universities around the United States. By the end of 2004, it had over 1 million users. Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard in 2005 to focus on the company full-time. He moved the business to Palo Alto, California, where he secured investments, including $12.7 million from Excel Partners. Sean Parker, co-founder of Napster, became Facebook's first president and played a pivotal role in securing early funding and scaling the platform. In 2005, the company dropped the from its name, becoming simply Facebook. It opened registration to high school students, then to anyone aged 13 and older with a valid email address. The user base multiplied exponentially, setting Facebook on the path to becoming a social networking giant. 2000s, Facebook was dominating the social media landscape. Its clean interface, real name policy, and powerful networking tools made it more appealing than competitors like MySpace. Zuckerberg's focus on innovation led to the introduction of features like the News Feed 2006, the Like button 2009, and Facebook pages for brands and businesses. In 2010, Zuckerberg was named Time magazine's Person of the Year. The same year, his story was dramatized in the critically acclaimed film The Social Network, directed by David Fincher and written by Aaron Sorkin. The film, though fictionalized, depicted Zuckerberg's rise, his legal battles, and the internal conflicts with co-founders like Eduardo Saverin. Despite the dramatic portrayal, Zuckerberg remained focused on growth. Facebook acquired several startups, including Instagram and WhatsApp, expanding its ecosystem and influence. Facebook went public on May 18, 2012, in what became one of the most significant and highly anticipated initial public offerings (IPOs) in the history of the technology sector. The IPO raised a staggering $16 billion, instantly placing the company among the most valuable tech firms in the world with a valuation exceeding $100 billion. This moment marked a major milestone not only for Facebook but for the broader tech industry, signaling the growing dominance and monetization potential of social media platforms. At just 28 years old, Mark Zuckerberg, the company's co-founder and CEO, became one of the youngest self-made billionaires in history. However, the IPO launch was not without its complications. On the day of the public offering, the Nasdaq Stock Exchange faced severe technical glitches that caused delays and confusion in order executions. Many investors were left uncertain about whether their orders had been completed, leading to frustration and criticism of the exchange's preparedness for such a massive event. Adding to the turbulence were growing concerns about Facebook's revenue model. Despite its enormous user base, over 900 million users at the time, analysts questioned whether the platform could successfully convert its popularity into sustainable profits. The company's limited track record with mobile advertising, which was becoming an increasingly important segment, led to skepticism about its long-term financial prospects. Mark Zuckerberg is not only known as a tech innovator and entrepreneur but also as a major philanthropist who has pledged to use his wealth to address some of the world's most pressing challenges. One of the most significant milestones in his philanthropic journey came in December 2015, following a deeply personal moment in his life, the birth of his first daughter, Maxima Chan Zuckerberg, affectionately called Max. To commemorate this life-changing event, Zuckerberg and his wife, Dr. Priscilla Chan, announced the creation of the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative (CZI), a bold and ambitious philanthropic organization aimed at making a lasting impact on humanity. In a heartfelt open letter addressed to their newborn daughter, the couple expressed their hopes for a better world, one where future generations would have more opportunities, better education, healthier lives, and stronger communities. In alignment with this vision, they made a historic commitment. They would give away 99% of their Facebook shares, then valued at approximately $45 billion, over the course of their lifetimes. This pledge marked one of the largest philanthropic commitments in history, capturing global attention not only for its sheer scale but also for its focus on systemic, long-term change. Controversies and challenges. Despite its success, Zuckerberg and Facebook have faced significant controversies. Facebook was accused of allowing the data of up to 87 million users to be harvested without consent. The data was allegedly used to influence political campaigns, including the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Zuckerberg testified before Congress, facing tough questions about privacy, transparency, and Facebook's role in spreading misinformation. Facebook has been widely criticized for its handling of misinformation, hate speech, and political manipulation. Governments around the world have scrutinized the platform's role in spreading propaganda, including during elections in the US, Brazil, India, and Myanmar. Critics argue that Facebook and its subsidiaries like Instagram have harmful effects on mental health, especially among teens. In 2021, whistleblower Frances Haugen leaked internal documents claiming the company was aware of the negative impacts but failed to act. Zuckerberg has responded by increasing investment in content moderation, and in October 2021, Mark Zuckerberg made one of the most dramatic and consequential announcements of his career, the rebranding of Facebook Incorporated to Meta Platforms Incorporated. This move was not just a cosmetic change in name, it signified a bold new direction for the company and a fundamental shift in its long-term strategy. Zuckerberg revealed that Meta would pivot from being primarily a social media company to becoming a leader in building the Metaverse, a term used to describe a fully immersive, shared virtual world enabled by technologies like virtual reality and augmented reality. To bring this vision to life, Meta began aggressively investing billions of dollars into research and development, primarily through its Reality Labs division. The company's existing VR hardware brand, Oculus, was rebranded to Meta Quest, and new products like the Meta Quest 2 and later the Quest Pro were launched to bring users deeper into the virtual experience. In addition, Meta began developing Horizon Worlds, a virtual social platform where users could create avatars, attend meetings, play games, and explore digital environments together in real time. Mark Zuckerberg married Priscilla Chan, a pediatrician and philanthropist, in 2012. The couple met at Harvard and share a strong commitment to education and science. They have 3 daughters, Max, August, and Aurelia. Despite his immense wealth, Zuckerberg lives relatively modestly. He is known for his minimalist wardrobe, often appearing in a gray t-shirt and jeans, and maintains a structured, disciplined routine. He has stated that limiting small decisions, like what to wear, helps him focus on bigger issues. Mark Zuckerberg's legacy is complex and multifaceted. As one of the most influential tech leaders of the 21st century, his impact extends far beyond Silicon Valley. He transformed global communication by connecting billions of people across continents, turning a college networking site into a digital infrastructure used daily across the globe. Facebook became one of the largest social platforms in history, with over 3 billion active users across its apps, often serving as the digital identity of individuals. individuals. His vision of a more open and connected world reshaped how people interact, build communities, and share their lives, changing the nature of human relationships online. Facebook also set the blueprint for platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter, and Snapchat, establishing features like the news feed, reactions, and algorithm-driven content that became industry standards. It played a major role in popularizing social media as a primary source of news and entertainment, disrupting traditional media and altering how people consume information. Despite his accomplishments, his leadership has drawn criticism for being overly centralized, opaque, and reactive during crises. With near-complete control of Meta through supervoting shares, questions have emerged about corporate accountability and monopolistic practices. Some hail him as a visionary who is building the future. Others see him as a monopolist whose platforms pose societal risks. Yet no matter the opinion, one thing is certain: Mark Zuckerberg has fundamentally reshaped the digital age, influencing how billions live, work, communicate, and understand the world.